Hey guys, let's learn how to make a cute little pencil pouch. So for that I'm gonna use a 3.5mm hook, 3-ply 100% acrylic yarn in the color coral pink. I can't really remember the exact amount of yarn that I used up for this, but I think around maybe 25 to 75 grams. I'm not sure. As you can see, we are going to start with a slip knot, and we are going to chain up to the length of the purse that we want. In my case, that is around 7 inches, which I had to make about 40 chains. If you want to increase the length of your purse, simply add more chains. This is one of the pencil pouches that I made earlier, and as you can see, the length is around 7 inches. After you make the chains up to your desired length, you must add 2 more chains, and next we are going to make a double crochet. Insert your hook into the 3rd chain and pull up a loop. After that, you can use the yarn over or yarn under technique to complete the double crochet. I use yarn under, and yeah, that is how we make the first double crochet. And then into each of the stitches, the chains, you have to keep making double crochets until you reach the beginning. This is how your work will look like, and now we are going to turn our work and work our way through to the other end. To make the double crochet, we are going to insert our hook into the very first chain, pull up a loop, and then now you have 2 loops. We are going to yarn over and pull through both the loops. And now you are going to insert your hook right into the 2nd loop, as you can see, and yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both the loops. Now this is going to help us to have a clean edge. The next double crochets will be done as the earlier ones, so like a normal double crochet. So we are going to follow this pattern up to the height that we want. I have finished making up to like nearly 4 inches, and I have, let me see, 11 rows, and I want to make it 4 inches height, so I'm gonna make another row. So yeah, I'll meet you guys at the end. One side of the pencil pouch is complete. We are going to cut the yarn and pull out the thread. So now all you have to do is repeat the same thing again. We need 2 pieces. These are my 2 completed pieces for the front and the back. So now we have to make the side. The thickness is about 1 inch, but then again, if you want it thicker, you can make it bigger by adding more chains to the starting row. But for my one, I'm gonna make chains up to 1 inch. I made 8 chains and 2 extra so that it would help me to have my first double crochet, and into the third chain from the hook, just as before, we are going to make a double crochet. And then until you reach the beginning of the chain, you have to keep making double crochets. We are at the end of our first row, and the width of this is around 1 inch. You can see it's kind of out of the frame, but yeah, it's around 1 inch, and a little bit more. So I'm happy with that width, and I'm gonna continue to make double crochets. This is how it's gonna look like after I've crocheted a considerable amount of length. Like, you must have this around your purse, so I'm just checking whether the length is okay. I think it's okay. Now it's time to leave some space for the zipper. The length of the strap will depend on the zipper you choose. For my purse, I want the zipper to be covered up to this part, so only this part will be visible. So the length of the strap that I have made is about 17 and a little bit inches. You can get it up to 17 or 17 and a half. You just have to check it with what you have. Just place it around the purse and see whether it's enough. To get a clear understanding, I will show you another bear purse that I have made. This is clear because this has two colors, and right now we are making the black color part. Okay, so as you can see here, only this part of the zipper is visible, and in the one that I'm working right now, I have crocheted up to here, and now I just have to do these two little parts. So let's do this. So there's nothing new, just like before. We are going to turn our work and make double crochets. So we are going to make 3 double crochets and then stop it there, turn our work and make another 3 double crochet. So you can just follow the video. Once I finished working on, after I turn my work, I always start with that method of the double crochet, like making 2 single crochets one upon the other, because that is going to give a clean straight edge. As you can see, we are making only three double crochets per row, and then we turn our work and continue this for up until you reach the end of the zipper. For me it was about 5 inches, and this is me checking it with the zipper. Once you are okay with it, you have to cut the yarn and pull out the thread. Now just do the same thing onto the other part of the strap. Okay, it's done. So now all we have to do is assemble it. Basically, it's going to be a lot of sewing, so have fun. When attaching this part, the zipper, to the square thingy, the purse, front or back, whatever, we are going to use only there are two loops, right? Front and back in each stitch. So we are going to use the back loop only. So first I'm going to make a knot to secure, and then you can see we are going to use only the back loops of both sides. Okay, just follow the video. We are going to use only the back loops. I have finished joining the strap to the two rectangular pieces, and this is me. I'm trying to finish the work. I'm just gonna go through, make some knots, and make sure that it's secure. To add an extra layer of protection, I'm gonna apply gum here so that this won't like turn out. So I'm using the B6000 glue and just carefully stick it. Now to make the lining of the purse, I cut a piece of cloth which is 10 or 11 inches of height and 9.5 inches of length. Fold it in two and start sewing. Here I'm using the blanket stitch. I believe it's called a blanket stitch. I'm not sure to attach it because I didn't have a sewing machine when I was shooting this video, but now I do because I got one from my mother. But that's another different story. If you have a sewing machine, please go ahead and use the sewing machine to do this part because this also takes quite some time. Okay, it's done. Now let's turn it inside out and push our purse into the lining pouch, and we have to sew the lining onto the crochet purse. I'm gonna carefully pin the lining purse to the crochet purse, and then I'm gonna sew it all around and make sure that the black thread is not visible. It's better if you have a thread of the color same as your crochet purse, but since I didn't have that color and I only had black thread, I had to go with black thread. But just make sure it's not visible from the other side. That's it. Okay, let's make the necessary pieces for the face of our bear. So that will be 2 ears and 1 mouth part. So let's start by making the ears. For row 1, we are going to make a magic ring with 7 stitches, 7 single crochets. I'm using the chain 2 method. We are going to work in rounds for this part. For row 2, we are going to increase into each stitch. By that I mean you have to make 2 single crochets in each. So the total will be 14 single crochets by the end of row 2. For the next row, we are going to make one single crochet and increase. We are going to follow this pattern, one single crochet, increase until we reach the end of row 3. So by the end of row 3, we'll have a total of 21 stitches. For row 4, you're gonna follow one single crochet, increase, one single crochet. By the end, you will have 28 stitches. And for the next 2 rows, row 5 and 6, you're just gonna make single crochets all around. One of the barriers are completed, so now you have to make another ear. Just follow the same thing. Okay guys, now let's make the mouth part, the final piece that we have to crochet for our bear purse. Start with a magic ring with 6 single crochets. For row 2, you're gonna make increases, and by the end of row 2, you'll be having 12 stitches. Next, for row 3 and 4, for row 3, you're gonna make single crochet increase, and by following that pattern, by the end of row 3, you'll be having 18 stitches. For row 4, you're gonna follow single crochet, increase, single crochet pattern, and by the end of row 4, you'll be having 24 stitches. This is what it looks like after the first 4 rows. So next we are going to make single crochets around. So by the end of row 5, you'll be having no increases or decreases, just 24 stitches. For the next 2 rows, you're going to do the same thing. Just single crochet around without any increases or decreases. So by the end of row 5, you're gonna have 24 stitches. By the end of row 6, you're gonna have 24 stitches, and by the end of row 7, you're gonna have 24 stitches. This is how the mouth part looks like once I finish crocheting it. So we are gonna leave a long tail and cut the yarn. We're gonna turn this inside out. Before attaching the ears to the purse, I'm gonna sew this close Now let's attach this to the purse. I'm gonna keep it around the corner of the purse and attach it like this. I'm hiding the yarn now and making some knots just to make sure that it won't loosen up. Next, we are going to follow the same thing and attach the other ear to the purse. And lastly, we have to attach the mouth part to the purse. Before attaching, you have to make a nose and a mouth for the mouth part, just as you see in the video. Unfortunately, I have not recorded that part. I'm sorry for that. And as you attach the mouth part to the purse, you must fill it in with polyfill or cotton to give it a 3D look. Now it's time to fix the eyes for the bear. I'm using black half beads of the size around 1 centimeter. And also I'm using the B6000 glue to fix the eyes. Okay, ta-da! We have completed our bear purse, and you can see that I have made using several colors, and you can use any color that you like. Look how cute they are. I hope you will be able to crochet them. So have fun. Thank you for joining, and do subscribe if you like my content. Bye.